Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, for Nerds by Nerds, hanging out with this nerd.
Nerdarchy Ted.
Today we continue our intro into Dungeons & Dragons with the basics of role-playing. I'm going to start this video by thanking our sponsor, Easy Roller Dice. Whether it's your first set of dice or your 1 millionth set of dice, Easy Roller Dice for all your dice rolling needs. Down in the description below you can find a link to Easy Roller Dice /nerdarchy.com, as well as a one-time promo code for 20% off. Go get some Easy Roller Dice.
All right, so we're continuing with our Intro to D&D series. This time we're going to get into the crux of what role-playing is.
Right, we've talked a lot about Dungeons & Dragons. We talked a lot about the game. We actually haven't talked about role-playing and what a role-playing game is. So, we all kind of start this game the same way, and it's like a lot of rolling dice, killing monsters, taking their stuff. But it can be so much more than that.
Absolutely. D&D is considered, an RPG role-playing game, and a lot of people don't really understand what that role-playing part means. So often people fixate on the game aspect without realizing that you can do so much without the rules and without the dice and have just as much fun.
Right. That character sheet that we help you fill out throughout this series, the culmination of that is the person you're playing in the game. Whether you're a dwarf, elf, human, fighter, wizard, thief, rogue, whatever, it doesn't really matter. All those things kind of mechanically define what you can do in the game, and some of the benefits you get for being that one of those things are limitations. But how your character acts, how he interacts with other people, that comes 100% from inside here. It's inside of you. You're going to decide, whether your half-orc is a bad person or a good person, if they're violent or peaceful, if they're friendly or they're rude. Like, all of that is going to come out from you. And at the table, when you're playing with your friends, you're going to take on that persona. And it's a chance for you to not be you for a couple hours a week or however often you play. The idea is to come up with a personality and try and, like an actor, become that person for that period of time. You can talk in a funny voice. You can talk with mannerisms that aren't normally your own. These are all part of role playing.
Mechanically, Dave and I can take the exact same character sheet. Everything is the same that's written there. And I'm going to go one way with it. He's going to go another way. And we'd have the ability to have two distinct individuals that are at the table. Now, chances are slim with all of the choices that D&D has to offer, even in just the player's handbook, between race, background, class, subclass, that chances are very unlikely of two people coming to the table with the same thing. But even when you do, you can still play it differently. Oh, if you're playing a fighter, are you a coward? Are you a braggart? Are you, looking to do greatness? Or is greatness happening around you and you're just kind of, flowing in its wake, being taken for a ride? And when all's said and done, you've both done the same stuff. He's bragging about it. You're not. Big difference.
Role-playing is one of those things that's actually kind of hard to learn. You just have to kind of do it. And, you have to practice it. Some people can do voices and they're really good at it. Some people will never be good at it. And there's different ways of role-playing. You might refer to yourself in the third person, or you may speak in character. And, you may start doing it one way and then, default to another. And it can be very unusual and odd when you first get started, because it may not be normal for you, especially if you don't come from an acting or thespian or stage background. This is going to be kind of new and it might feel weird, but after a while, it's a lot of fun.
So if you have any time that you spend reading novels, watching TV, watching a movie, and then you see what those actors or actresses, look like, sound like, and do in real life, you will see a distinct difference. Case in point, Johnny Depp, when he walks on set to be whoever he's going to be, he becomes the embodiment of that character. And he really gets into who he's doing, who he's being, and he lives that for the time frame that he's that character. And he really loves Jack Sparrow. He enjoys playing that character. So when you when you come to the gaming table, no, you don't have to dress up and do everything as that character would.
But you could.
But you absolutely could. There are LARPs and things that are out there, live action role-playing games, where that's what you do. Now, at your gaming table, I've seen people or players where they have the tone of voice that they normally use in daily conversation, and then they come up with a character voice. And they always know that when I speak this way, that's the character speaking this way. Everyone at the table knows whether it's the player or the character talking. As Dave says, not everybody's interested or able to really do character voices, but experiment with it. Listen to how things are done.
No. There's a correction there. Not everyone's good at it, but everyone can do it. And not only that too, and I will even go further to say everyone may not be able to do like accents or specific voices, but everyone can do a voice, right? That's something you can work on, and pretty much anyone can do that. Now, a higher level would be someone who's always talking in accents and they're able to emulate different people's voices or different accents. Now that is a talent, and that's a little bit harder. But the other thing, if you're just having fun with your buddies at the table and you want to talk in a funny voice, pretty much anybody can do that if they want to.
So experiment with, lowering the tone of your voice and trying to get something gravelly and deep. That can be, earth elementals, dwarves, that kind of stuff. You can try to raise the pitch of your voice, and that gets you into smaller races, gnomes and halflings and avian type creatures if you like, and you can have a lot of fun with it. And
I practice in the shower. That's what some people sing in the shower. I practice role-playing voices in the shower sometimes, especially now that we're doing the Saber Dice, and like we're doing it with other YouTubers and influencers and that are very good role players, and I can't let them beat me at all. so you know what? I try and come up with a voice, and you have to and you have to put it out there. You have to talk in it, and you have to practice a little bit. But it can be a lot of fun. I think it really enhances the experience at the table.
It definitely adds another layer. So beyond voices, role playing is you're getting into the character, you're thinking, acting, and saying what that character would do. And sometimes it might not be what's the best for the character, but they're going to do it anyway. So you might make a choice that, all right, well, this isn't good for you as the player, but this is what the character would do because that's how I've been role playing with it. In one of Dave's most recent games, the player was leaving the table, and we were in a bad situation. So he made the choice in character that he was going to stand and allow us to flee while he wound up dying. He gave us those few extra crucial seconds to get away. All right. That character was willing to do that. Now, if the player was staying at the table, if he was going to continue gaming with us, he might have made a different choice. But it comes down to, all right, what is that character going to do at that moment versus,
Right. We talked a lot about voices, but there's also like quirks and traits and mannerisms, all of these things. And you can start slow, right? You don't have to do it all at once. You can start with, this character has a catchphrase and like that's your role playing right now. There's nothing wrong with that. Or certain words, that the character does, or certain things that he does. Think about the movie Gladiator, before he would fight, every time he would pick up the sand and run it through his fingers. Like you might have little things like that you do. And that's fine. Like you can start there and work your way up to whatever you feel comfortable with. Maybe you'll never really want to do voices and stuff like that. There isn't a right or wrong way to do it. It's whatever adds enjoyment for you to the table and you're comfortable with. That's what you should do. But you can work on it. You can improve. There's a tons of different ways of role playing, interacting. Some people will always speak in third person. Some people will speak in first person. You can experiment. Find out what works for you, what you're comfortable with.
What's going to make this character seem more real to you and the other players at the table? And that's kind of what you're looking for. So as you get into this hobby, as you try to find ways to get more enjoyment out of it, these little tips are hopefully one more step up that ladder and will allow you to love this game as much as we do.
and take on the role of your character. So if you have any questions, you can ask them in the comments below. Either ourselves or awesome fans would probably be more than happy to help you out. While you're down there, don't forget to like, comment, and share.
Check the description, get that promo code, and check out Easy Roller Dice.
So until next time,
Stay nerdy.